Hi everyone, welcome. This is going to be part 2 of my Autumn Charm color along. So this isn't the book we are in. This Autumn Charm by Teresa Goodridge. This is her fall book that came out last year. And we are working on this page. So today I thought I would start on the bricks. Just kind of show you how I'm going to do those. I am going to stick to the dull kind of palette like they have here, but I did change my colors up a little bit. So mine won't look exactly like this, but it is a good reference. And then I'm going to do a couple pumpkins. So I pulled a few different color combos for pumpkins. So let's get started. I'm going to pull it down. Actually, I'm going to leave it right there. So for my bricks, I pulled my French grays. French grays are more like a brown gray, which I really like. So I have 70% French gray, 50% French gray, and putty beige. So I'm going to sharpen. And I'm going to start over here behind the corn. Hopefully you'll be able to see. And I am just going to kind of line the bottoms and add a little shadowing. So I'm not pressing hard, not burnishing just yet, just kind of placing color. Because if I don't like it, it's way easier to erase it when it's light than when it's all done inside and then go, oh, I don't like that, shouldn't have did that. So just kind of going light. Now, the, I don't want to say dimension, the feel of your bricks, everybody's will look different. If you want to make them look a little rougher, you know, you can add some lines in straight across. Let's do one right here so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm just kind of shadowing the bottom and the corner of this one. Get around that leaf. And I'm going to do a little darker at the bottom, okay? I'm not going to put any of my lines in just yet. This is my 50%. And it looks a little dark, but remember your putty beige is going to lighten it, so it will not stay that dark. Now it's up to you if you want the highlight in the center of all your bricks like this, or if you want to change it up. Totally up to you. Okay, putty beige, and this is a little more of a yellow, which helps kind of bring it all together. Okay, now these don't have to be blended because actually the less blended, the more rough brick look you get. But this is where if you want little nicks in your brick, you can add them in. You can do lines across to give them a little, if you want. Okay, just kind of roughing those in a little. Just make sure you soften them after you put them in. That is going to be the color of all my bricks. Now I am going to change mine up. Some will be a little darker, some will be a little lighter. Like this one, I might go in and put my putty beige in first. The bricks that have a lot going on around them, I'm not going to add too much detail or anything to because I don't want to distract from the main image itself. So this one I'm building backwards. Oh, I forgot this little corner spot. So I'm shadowing this little area. It's obviously going to be darker where the leaves are hanging down. But I am not filling in the whole thing. Okay, then I'm going to take my dark, and I'm only going to touch the darkest spots with it. That spot's a little tricky because it's right on the edge of that brick. Okay, and then we're just going to lighten it back up with this. We still want it nice and blended. No lines. Just like that. That's going to be that brick. I actually don't love. I'm going to fix this one a little bit. I don't love it. I'm going to put my putty down first. There we go. You can already see the difference in that brick. Okay, this one I'm not going to, I'm just going to shade here, up around that leaf. Now, if you want to do grays, you can. If you don't want all your bricks the same 3 color combinations, pull out a couple extra, just test them on paper first, make sure everything is cohesive. But I think these French grays are gonna look good. So I will do a few bricks. I'm not gonna do them all because I feel like that is going to take me forever and be fairly repetitive and tedious, but I will do a few of them. Make sure we're on camera here. My book gets to sliding around and I'm real good about following it and chasing it instead of keeping it close to me. I don't know why that is. But. Okay, just kind of darkening up this area a little. And again, just a little shadow. And then lightning. Nice sandy dirty bricks going on here. The quicker way, if you are not into the long tedious process of these bricks, doing it like this, go through and color them all your base color. Like my lightest color, my base color would be my putty beige, and then just kind of build in different, you know, just scribble a little of your one color here, a little of your dark there, and then go back and blend them all. It'll probably be quicker. I kind of find this part relaxing, so I don't really rush it, but I know sometimes on bigger pages with lots of tiny, teeny pieces, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm done now. This isn't fun anymore. This is my darkest color, so I want to be. I'm just shading around that corn. Make sure that corn gets to stand out. If it's too dark, we will come back and erase it out into like we did this one, and it will automatically lighten up. Seeing what my little one was doing. And I think these colors will also complement more once I get some more of the other colors in. I'm going to work my top one right here. I'm going to make this one fairly light except for my shadow spots. I'm going to shade the bottom a little. Other than that, I am going to keep this one pretty light because I feel like the ones below it are a little dark. And if I make this one lighter, because it's least covered by the corn, it'll make it look like these ones are more shadowed. Doing nice circular, kind of pulling that color up, out. Always go back and darken it if you need to. I'm going to add just a touch. I feel like it doesn't blend. It's very smooth right there. Maybe just a touch right in that corner. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, we are getting there. I was trying to find the best way to do this because I know lots of people want to know how to color bricks, but this page has so many bricks that it can also be a little repetitive. So you'll see I colored this corner, but I didn't color all the way up. I don't want this to end up being a big dark block right there. Just want to show a little shadow. And then I'm going to turn this for just a second. I'm going to add a dark streak right here. Not going all the way across. Just to make each one a little different. Great way to hide any green if you accidentally went outside the lines. And you'll see how just that little stripe and bringing down the shading really just kind of added some dimension to that brick there. Now, I don't like this little corner spot, obviously, so we're going to fix that up. Pushing that color around a little bit. The main thing is if you skip around like this, it's fine. Just make sure that these colors are going to look the same as these colors. You don't want to do these one way and these a different way and get two different style of bricks going on. We want them to look different, but we want the consistency and the color to be somewhat the same. I'm going to finish the top of this. Right here, I feel like got a little lost. So I'm kind of just guessing. There's not a line, but I know the brick is going to end somewhere behind that leaf. I'm just going slow, kind of feeling it out, not rushing it. Darken this shadow a little because this leaf is right up against it, so it's going to be dark there. And then I'm going to assume this is a separate brick. Hopefully this is kind of helping, doing some of the trickier spots here. Bring it right in between that green. It's a light shadow. I don't want a whole lot around these. I do want them to stand out a little, so we're going to shadow them. Alright, we're not going to make a big bump right here where this leaf is, just because I feel like it's going downwards, not necessarily up on the brick. Sorry, she decided to start crafting and she thought she was going to cut a water bottle up right now. Leave it, please. I will help you in a minute. Leave it, please. She dropped her paintbrush in there. That's what it is. And this one, if you feel like it's way darker than the rest, erase some out and put your light color in. I want to make sure this light gets on this brick though, especially on the end right here where nothing is blocking it. Okay, I'm going to just shade a little because I feel like that's a little, there we go. That's better. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Just lightly putting in this. At the bottom where I'm guessing. Could have looked at the cover, but that's okay. Not every page has a cover, so it's good to just kind of determine your own sometimes. Shading out that dark spot I put in. Yeah, I think that came out real nice looking. Let me look in camera, make sure everything is showing up. Alright. So I will do one more and then we'll do a couple pumpkins. That way it gives me my top row done. So a very thin shade around this house. And then I'm going to shade in the corner a little, downwards. Maybe pull this out a little right here. Okay, of course with the 50, then we're going to go over everywhere we just put the darkest. You don't want to go darkest straight to lightest, that creates a harsh transition. I like to look at my blends as gradients, especially when I'm testing them on paper. I want to gradient from dark to light. I don't want to just get them. I don't want you to be able to tell how many colors I used. I just want you to see the effect. Okay, let's do a pumpkin. So I pulled all kinds of colors for these pumpkins. I pulled pumpkin orange, pale vermilion, goldenrod, regular orange, yellowed orange, and mineral orange. My suggestion to you is to grab your piece of paper. A lot of the times I use more than 3 colors in my pumpkins, but my basic rule is if this is dark, medium. I said wait, please. I really love that one, so maybe we'll go dark, medium. And I think that's why I do use more than 3 colors. So there's a little bit of a darker, richer pumpkin. If we start with orange, go orange, add a little red. I'm going to change that red out. That was a little more pinky or red than I wanted. So is that one. Okay, we're going poppy red. Even though this is my Arteza, it's poppy red in Prisma. And then this one. So just play, experiment with your pumpkin colors. So this little guy right here is really close to these. So I want to do a different shade of orange so he doesn't blend in too much. So I'm going to sharpen. Give me 1 second. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to do a darker pumpkin. So this is my pumpkin orange. Now I'm going on the outside of this line because this hump right here is going to be a bright spot, right? Because our highest point is our highlights. So with pumpkins, we want to shadow behind the lines here. Trying to anyway. And if you want to put your highlights in first, that works too. Okay, and then I'm going to take just my regular orange, leaving some room for that highlight I said I was going to put in. And you can always come back and add dark. It's easier to add than to take away. So like right here, I feel like I kind of lost my dark. then we have a nice highlighted dimensional pumpkin. Now I didn't put a whole lot of detail in. I didn't go into like the green spots or anything like that. I just did a basic pumpkin. If this page were one big pumpkin, like a pumpkin as a centerpiece, main center of attention, like that one or these guys, then I definitely would put in a lot more detail because they are the focus. But I don't want one thing to look any more dramatic than the other, or the eye is automatically going to go to that one piece. So I just want to make sure that it's enough to be blend out from the flowers. Okay, so when we think about this, these are going to be green, but we're going to have some fall colors, and this is going to be brown. So I think I'm going to go for more of a red pumpkin on this one. So I'm going to stick to the same thing, the outside of the line, not my highlight spot. This crease is going to be really dark. Remember, the darker it is, the deeper the crease feels. I've seen this year they have pumpkin tattoos, which I thought was neat. I love pumpkins and carving pumpkins in the pumpkin patch, but I am allergic, so they do make me itchy. So I was like, well, that is way easier than carving them. I'll just give my kindergartner some tattoos and let her tattoo all the sides of the pumpkin. Just go for it. They also have the faces you can stick in the pumpkin. We did those last year. We still ended up carving a couple, but it's a little more fun when she actually gets to do it herself instead of watching someone cut her pumpkin for her. And cleanup is way easier. And then we have farmers and things that come around and collect our pumpkins after Halloween to feed the pigs and the goats and whatever else eats them. So they prefer you don't do paint or anything like that. Okay, so then I'm gonna go, I think I might still add a touch of this. This is mineral orange. And it just makes the red a little more, I want to make sure it's coming across red-ish, deep orange. There we go, that's better. And I'm coloring over the whole red part. Adding a little darker to the bottom, so our pumpkin looks round. Then we're going to come in with our orange and finish it off. Now this is why I said sometimes I use more than 3 colors, because I am going to leave a couple spots, just barely. And I kind of want them to line up so it looks like a shine. And then I'm still going to pull in this light color. This is yellowed orange. So I think what I am going to do is I will finish my bricks off camera, hopefully while this video is uploading, and then I will have part 2 up, and we'll have the background done, and then next time I'll probably do the floor and the ladder, maybe the letters. So if you're coloring along with me, you can finish up your bricks. I just feel like that will take me a whole half hour to do on camera if I do that. This pumpkin, I am using my dark. This is the pumpkin orange, my darkest orange. I'm getting in between all these leaves. We're not skimping. I'm going to make sure we follow through with all our details here. I'm not worrying about the creases just yet. I'm making sure I get all these leaves shadowed in. And I follow that one down. this up here. Okay. Now remember, this one we're going to be on the outside of the line. A little fuzzy edge so it'll blend a little. And this one. I'm trying to keep the bottoms of the pumpkins a little darker so it helps them look rounded. This is the mineral orange. Losing my train of thought here. Just adding a tiny dot. Changing the color of this pumpkin just a little. I want to have a wide variety of pumpkins. You can see this is going to be our dark orange pumpkin guy. And if you need inspiration and you have a pumpkin patch, there are so many cool kinds of pumpkins. I think we tried a white one last year just because it was fun. We hadn't tried one. Okay, I'm going to add a tiny dot of goldenrod. Now, not a whole lot because I'm still going to need to put in some orange to kind of bring out the orange in the pumpkin orange and the mineral orange. But I don't want it to be bright. So I'm going to actually just lightly shade this open area. Very lightly, just tinting. I'm going to make sure I get this down here. And I'm going to come back with the golden and just blend it a little. Then we got that nice dark pumpkin. You know, there's some dark, deep orange pumpkin colors. Okay, and then I'm just kind of coming back and making sure my shadows, my creases still got their shadow. We didn't lose anything when we blended. Alright. So I have a couple smaller pumpkins to finish up. This I might do green and yellow to bring some of this green down so we have green in all fours. So I will finish my bricks and pumpkins off camera. If you stuck with me this long, thank you. I hope this is going along well for you. If you are joining in, questions, comments, leave them down below, and I hope to see you for part 3.